It is the season of cyclocross, so we might as well just do our weekly stop by of that update. There is no Mathieu van der Poel, there is no Wout van Aert. There are schedules, or their schedules have been released, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But in terms of this week, were you following what was been going on?
Vaguely, I was following what was going on. It was in Troyes, was the kind of latest round of the Cyclocross World Cup. It was Ceylin Alvarado who won the women's event ahead of Puck Pietza, who hasn't been doing loads of cyclocross races, so she kind of came back and did her first one in a while. Van Empel is also just a bit AFK, doing some road riding from what I could tell from her Instagram. And then in the men's edition, Ellie Iserbyt won ahead of Lars van der Haar and Joris Nieuwenhuis. Also, like you say, Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, Pidcock not taking part, but you saw, well, there's been news about the cyclocross the world championships.
I mean, you're jumping the gun. I was going to add in, there's been a super prestige round as well, where Jordi Newhouse, he took the win in front of Ellie Iserbyt and Niels van Putte. So I thought, and Alvaro, she took the women's race as well in front of Lucinda Brand.
And Kat Ferguson won the junior women's, which is good because she's from near I am. Another Yorkshire contingency to be adding into the mix.
The Dutch rider, Tabor Del Grosso, I think there's some hype about him. He's attached to the Alpecin-Deceuninck team, but he won the under-23 race quite convincingly by 23 seconds down to second place. Anyway, well, I might as well move on. Ewan just being awfully quiet during that round. But it has come out that apparently Wout van Aert and Tom Pidcock are not going to the World Championships in cyclocross this year, which will be held in Czech Republic, and seems a bit strange, no?
Yeah, why? Why is the question which I have, because firstly, at this point we may as well just hand the jersey to Mathieu van der Poel if he is deciding to go. But does it clash with a training camp, maybe, or some kind of media thing which the team is doing? I don't really know. It's not like these guys are, lining up raring to go for the Tour Down Under, which will only be kind of like a short distance of time afterwards. So for me, it doesn't really make sense because these are two previous world champions on the cyclocross scene. So why would they not turn up?
It's been a while since the comment, really. It's a bit of a disappointment, and it also comes in the same week that there was a UCI statement about trying to encourage riders to come to more events as well in the cyclocross discipline. So, I mean, it's disappointing, but they have other goals. The riders can do everything. And really, is Tom Pidcock going to be Mathieu van der Poel in the World Championships? No. Fine with him skipping out. Wow, I'm like, oh, come on, it's kind of your other big thing is cyclocross, but he's got a hefty road season ahead of him with the Giro on the cards for next year and the Spring Classics, apparently.
You think that with those two not going, there's a possibility Van der Poel also doesn't go, so therefore we get a bit of a surprise world champion going into it?
Because it's quite cool, just for someone else to wear the jersey. I felt a bit like the year the Pidcock one as well. It was like, well, it's going to be someone else who wins this year.
Yeah.
Which is quite good to like free up the baton between Van der Poel and Van Aert. So yeah, I mean, we could have someone completely different who would never have this opportunity otherwise in their career.
I quite want Van der Poel to win the all-time record, though, which he doesn't have currently. He's got 5, and Eric de Vlaming has 8. So he would still need to win 4 more titles if he's going to take it. And if his 2 chief rivals are not going, this is like an open goal almost.
Bit weird.
Republic isn't that far away. Like, at least the Pidcock one, it was because it was across the pond. Here, it's just a Wizz Air flight, and you're there in an hour.
And it's cheap as well. So think about it that way. Czech Republic is cheaper than lots of other places that are hosting World Cup events and so forth. You'd think going to the Czech Republic would be more viable than some of these other things that are popping up on the schedules. But for a World Championship, I'll be disciplined to not have 2 of the 5 biggest stars. I mean, big 4 here is Van der Poel, Van Aert, then Pidcock and Ace. And to not have Van Aert if we don't have Van der Poel, Van Aert and Pidcock, it's just Nace, then it's a bit crap for a World Championships, which is supposed to be the highest level of competition for this discipline.
I mean, if we look But well, many of these World Championships obviously are attached to a World Cup event for the most part, and this is attached to the Tabor World Cup as well. Last year we had Ilya Iserbyt win it. The year before, Lars van der Haar, Michael van Toorhout the year before, and then Mathieu van der Poel 2 years before that. But obviously he's a bit more prominent on the road. We also had David van der Poel win this race, so...
So Van der Poel can still win, even if Van der Poel doesn't go.
What about Thibaut Nys?
Thibaut Nys win.
Yeah, Nys wins if the other ones don't come, I would say.
I just don't understand why Wout van Aert is not going. It's probably like you said, Ewan, because of their long season, but does he want a bit of rest before going onto the road? I mean...
Don't forget, he's got a new child as well.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that fact. To be fair, has anybody seen Julian Alaphilippe really do anything good since he's had a child? He won that stage of the Dauphiné, I know. But the point is, your form goes when you have a kid.
What?
So Van der Poel's done so well.
Yeah.
Vingegaard has a child and he got better.
Exactly. That's why none of that makes sense.
Sleep is so important. Like, all these riders are talking about their aura rings and their sleep. And if you have a crying baby, I have a crying baby living downstairs from me in my apartment block, and it ruins my sleep, you know. And if you have a crying baby next to you every single day, I'm sorry, that's gonna wear Wout van Aert down. So, just all I'm saying, it's gonna be difficult for him in the new year. It's gonna be sleep deprived. It's gonna ruin him.
Wait till he come out that you're a father.
I don't have children. I just want to clear this up. I don't have kids. If I do, this is a surprise to many people. I am not paying childcare, child support. Yeah, what a shock. This is no. Anyway, so let's move on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But is Mathieu van der Poel going to do this race now? If he's going to have a heavy year as well as world champion?
No, because Van der Poel's got panache, so he'll turn up.
He definitely will. He's going to wipe the floor with everyone.
Because Jumbo-Visma are boring, and therefore they are constraining Wout van Aert doing boring things.
Are you disappointed in Pidcock, though?
Never. No, I am a little bit. It does feel like he probably should go. I mean, we don't even know. I mean, they barely do any cyclocross racing as it is. Like, they all start in December and stuff, whereas all like the other dudes are entertaining us for at least a month before. So it does always feel a little bit like a cheap below the belt that they just turn up for some of them. As it is, I'd just rather just commit to a cyclocross season or not.
Yeah, it's been a while since they won the World Cup or the Super Prestige competitions outright.